Welcome back to the Fitness League, helping busy humans build strong bodies, sharper minds, and better lives. Join us each week as we cut through the noise, challenge the norms, and empower you to train smarter and live stronger. In today's episode, we are going to be breaking down 20 health and fitness trends and putting in our 2 cents on whether or not there is any benefit to them. Welcome back, everybody. I should probably put my headphones in now before we hear a nasty echo the entire episode.
Please do.
That would be annoying.
If you guys didn't know, we are self-published, this podcast, so that's why there are so many tech issues. But you know, we're learning as we go.
No. I won't take on the full burden. I will give a significant portion of that burden to Riverside. There are so many things we've done exactly the same way, and it's like a new curveball every fucking week. Oh, I forgot I'm not supposed to say those words anymore.
Oh yeah, Josh.
We're gonna do our best to not swear moving forward.
To be clear, though, I have been toned way back compared to normal. I will flavor in an F-bomb when I deem it appropriate. Speaking to, we got a 4-star review that would have been a 5-star had we not used potty language, which I do apologize for. But remember, guys, those 5 stars help us reach a broader audience. So I'm not going to complain about a 4-star. We still appreciate you leaving it. But we are doing this on our own time, on our own dime, as a free resource to help those who cannot work with us one-on-one. So please keep that in mind when you do leave us a quick 5-star review.
Can I ask a question real quick on a
It is a podcast.
Relevant side question? Do y'all listen to podcasts with your kids in the car?
Well, I was just gonna say I never used to, but now that I drive to my parents every Wednesday with all 3 kids and I'm by myself, like I will put on a podcast because Wes will typically be sleeping and like Kai and Cora bring stuff in the car. So I never used to, and now that I do, I resonate with that review, with that comment, because not that Kai's never heard a swear word because obviously his dad is sitting right here next to me, but you know, we try to, I don't want him to hear it all the time either, so I get it.
That's fair. I don't think I've ever listened to a podcast with the kids in the car. And if they come into the car and like one picks up where it left off, you know, then one will like automatically start playing. They're like, "Who's that, Mom?" Like, "Who's that person talking?" that I don't recognize their voice.
Are you on the phone with Papa?
Like Danny Go music. And, yeah.
Lose my mind. No, they're usually pretty good about letting us listen to music, or whatever, because they're in their own world.
Yeah.
Anywho. Let's break down, let's debate, let's get spicy. 20 fitness trends, starting with 75 hard, mental toughness challenge, or a gateway to burnout.
That's Joelle's deep sigh that you just heard, by the way.
Yeah, that wasn't Josh. You could leave the review for me that time. That was a deep sigh because I nuance. If it is the kickstart, I know I'm just stuttering a lot because I'm like, pros and cons. Okay. Pros, maybe gets people moving, does get people moving. A lot of people, when they need a starting point, people have a very hard time starting with a minimal starting point. People like to start, like, hit the ground running when they start something. I think that this gives people a starting point, because if you talk to people who have done 75 hard, a lot of them are like, hey, the goal is not to do it forever. I started it and now it propelled me into like my love for walking or my love for fitness or whatever. If that's your starting point, have at it. Is there a mental toughness aspect of having to do something for 75 days straight? Yeah. I also think, and my gripe with it is that it's not sustainable. And I could see the flip side argument of that being like, well, of course it's not sustainable. That's why it's supposed to be for 75 days. Okay, but also, why are we teaching people how to do fitness unsustainably if we want them to sustain those habits? So that's my gripe. I don't hate all of it. Like, I'm down for people. I think you have to like read, drink water, follow a diet, whatever that diet is, 2 movement sessions per day. Like, I can get down with all of that. I don't hate any of that. It's the make no mistakes, don't miss a thing, or you have to start over that continues to perpetuate that all or nothing mentality that a lot of people already have when it comes to health and fitness?
I am a fan of 75 hard, I would say. But I'm trying to gather 100 thoughts.
That's how I felt. Just kidding.
Yeah, now you're hearing yourself back. My hesitation with saying this is a great thing for everyone to utilize is that if you are a trend hopper and if you are someone who lives in the all or nothing mentality, this is just going to exponentially increase your mindset in that direction. And let's say you do complete 75 hard. I can't say that word right now. Let's say you do complete 75 hard. Once that ends, you're either going to repeat it or be so burnt out or look for the next thing to jump to that's just as flashy until you burn out, and you're going to continue that cycle versus just taking it for what it is and the way Andy wrote it out and what he created it for. I think that's great. You're building mental toughness. You're committing to a very difficult goal. You're going to feel great by the time you're done with it because you accomplished something really hard. I think in that aspect, black and white, it's great. Do it. Great. But most people, I would go as far as to say, not just some people, most people won't be able to target it the right way and come into it the right way with the right mindset and with the right offboarding plan for what's next. It's not, let me do 75 hard and then transition into this sustainable lifestyle. I'm going to continue walking and drinking my gallon of water a day and reading before bed. Those things in and of themselves were not sexy enough, as we have come to learn teaching sustainability and the practical methodologies that actually create life-changing results and the results that last. That is not sexy in a marketing tactic. So the reason most people are doing this is for that sexy appeal. So they're just going to find the next thing with the more sexy appeal versus sustaining the practical approaches that they did absorb through the process. So that's my qualm with it. That's the conundrum. I like it, but most people can't approach it the right way. They're just not going to.
Well, I think I agree with everything both of you have already stated, but I think the issue I have with it is, even though he outright says this is not a fitness transformation, this is not a fitness challenge, people still approach it with that in mind. Like, they do it so that their body looks differently by the end. Like, that's right. Their goal within doing it. And I've seen, like, I think on TikTok it kind of blew up, and like people are showing what happened to their body from doing 75 hard, and now it has become like known as a fitness challenge, even though that was not the intent of it. So I actually read the 75 hard book back in the day, and he straight out says, like, this is not what I want it to be. But I think that's the only gripe I have with it. And just the fact that, like, then you have like postpartum moms who are doing this from like 6 weeks postpartum or whenever they get cleared. And I'm like, is that really the best thing to do at the 6-week postpartum mark? Probably not. Like, talk about starting to build habits and sustainability. Like, yeah, again, it does feel good to kind of just rip the Band-Aid off and throw yourself in and do it all at once. But at the same time, for a postpartum mom, probably not the best idea when your sleep is crap and you're already super stressed, and now you have to commit to this perfect plan when you're also taking care of a baby and your whole life is different. Like, not the best look. And I see a lot of that on TikTok. So I agree with both of you, and I think it has a time and a place for some people. And if you approach it with the right mindset, great. Most people, I would say, pass on it.
All right. Number 2, walking pad under your desk. Getting your steps in while working. Is this genius or just a glorified hamster wheel? And you've done this, so why don't you tackle it first?
Yeah, I have a walking pad, and I think it's great for us living in Connecticut. Obviously, we have a super long winter, and this past winter really just crushed my soul. I'm not sure if it was because I was super pregnant or if it was just a long winter. Probably a little bit of both, but it was really convenient to just pull that out, get some work done. Obviously, being a business owner and juggling nap times and 2 kids at the time, like, it was super helpful to have that and to get some steps in throughout the day instead of just sitting and working, because most of what we do is on a computer. So I will say I'm a fan of it, but I will also say I prefer walking outside when I can. So if I have the choice, I'm going to go outside for a walk versus whipping out the walking pad just because I like to be in fresh air and nature, and like it just feels a little bit better to me. But I love having that as a tool to use when the weather is super crappy, when I'm stuck home and a baby's napping, whatever the case may be.
Hey guys, real quick. If you've been listening and thinking, I need to start doing something for my health, but I don't have time for a full program, that is literally why we built the SDE Method app. It's a fitness app made for real people with real lives. Busy parents, working professionals, anyone juggling 100 things. You can get in, get a smart, effective workout in around 30 minutes, some even closer to 20 minutes, and log out knowing you made progress. You can finally take the guessing out of your workouts. We have workouts designed to be done at the gym or at home, and you get access to all of them when you sign up. As life phases change, you can pick a new one that aligns better with what you have going on right now. And one more thing, we are also qualified for HSA FSA reimbursement. So just hit the app link in the show notes, start where you are, we'll help with the rest. All right, let's get back to the show. Well, I don't pull anything out, and that includes a walking pad. So not my jam. I would be good if you guys would put your hands in your...
I'm so glad that you said that the end of that sentence was including a walking pad, because I did not think that it was going to end with that example.
It's just, if I'm working, I'm working. And I like it for some people. Like, yeah, if you're not moving and you're in the desk all day, you're in the office, use it. That's a great, tool to utilize. I take the time to get myself out because I can. I'm lucky to be able to do that. I can't read when I'm moving. I can't work when I'm moving. I can't think properly. Like, I can take notes, but I can't work on a project when I'm moving my body.
But it's not like you're not walking at the same pace you would walk outside, is my experience with it. Like, when I'm on the walking pad, I'm walking almost like laughably slow, and it's more so just about staying moving just enough. But I do agree, like, certain tasks I cannot do while I'm on the walking pad. Like, if I need to be creative and like I'm trying to outline a script, the movement is helpful. But if I'm like, I need to be like really focused on my computer, or like I'm making a post on Canva, or I'm editing a video, like I cannot focus that hard when I am also moving, if that makes any sense at all.
That's what I was going to say. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. If it gets you moving a little bit more, great. My ADD could never. But from a moving standpoint, like, that's great. I couldn't have the focus. Maybe if I was on like a Zoom, like if I was in a meeting.
Yes, a call. Like I would pace in the office on calls. Yeah. That's different. But
right, like that I could do. But I couldn't do a task on my computer while walking.
Nope. All right, number 3, carnivore diet. The all meat life. Is it survival mode or a performance hack or nonsense?
That's a pass for me.
I just can't imagine not eating fruits and vegetables and like all of the things that I love and only eating meat forever.
Do they allow it in small amounts, or is that that's keto? Did they do anything besides meat?
I think carnivore is strictly
no cheese or anything.
It might be. I don't know. Actually, I guess it depends how you approach it, and I'm sure different people will say different things.
Yeah, well, even the people who were like the pioneers leading the movement of it, i.e., Paul Saladino. Oh, I got all my blood work back and it's shit, so now I'm eating carbs again. Go figure, idiot. So I think what the carnivore... Sorry.
Well, there's little...
I forgot we're supposed... There's kids in the car. Sorry. My bad. I think if the pioneers of the people leading the carnivore movement have already changed the way they're doing it because they saw it reflecting upon their health badly, I don't even know what the right way is anymore, because the people leading the movement have changed their own way of even following it.
Mark Bell was also carnivore, correct?
I have no clue.
And now he's the pure opposite of the sugar diet.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Sugar diet. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth, guys. I think we can jump right to number 4.
Okay.
High rep, lightweight toning workouts. Are we still doing this? Is there any value to it?
No.
Listen
to our last podcast episode on training volume.
Yes. I guess the TLDR of this, though, is I mean, it's still everywhere. You still see it everywhere. I sent you a reel this morning,
Yeah.
Joelle. I don't know if you saw it, but about like, this is why I think professionals are hating on Pilates so much, is because of the influencer Pilates, not like actual Pilates, but like what influencers are preaching about Pilates is like,
Pilates
if you
arms.
do Pilates, you'll get Pilates arms and you'll be toned and you'll be just cutesy, whatever. And you won't be this like big jacked muscle mommy. That's problematic because, first of all, you spent majority of your life lifting and doing the muscle mommy thing, and now after a couple of years you're doing Pilates and you're saying that Pilates built your body when it was the lifting that built your body, and you maybe just changed how you're eating, how you're approaching fitness. You probably lost a little bit of muscle mass, but you still have a lot of muscle mass, and that was not from Pilates, that was from lifting weights. So that's problem number one. But as far as like using lighter weights and higher reps, like you can if you're still lifting at the right intensity. So if you want to do sets of 15 to 20 plus reps per set and you have the time to do that, because it does take more time, just still make sure that you're lifting 1 to 2 reps short of failure at those lighter intensities. Or you can just lift a little bit heavier and not have to do as many reps and yield the same result. So it really just comes down to preference, comes down to what program you're following. But the overall thing we want to focus on is that intensity.
It is entirely preference. And I just want to kind of redline the lightweight toning workouts part of this question to get on board with it. Because if you like high reps, do high reps. You are going to accumulate more fatigue over time because you have to get to that 1 to 4 rep short of failure mark, that threshold. But there's nothing wrong with doing that if you're enjoying it. Like every, I would say 4 to 6 months, I'll crave a 12 to 15 rep program. And I will not do that with squats. It's just,
Oh, hell no.
that will destroy my CNS. Squats, deadlifts at that level to that RPE would just, it's a no-go. But for, getting a nice pump in my arms and my back and some flies to finish up a chest workout, like, cool, I'll crave that once in a while. I can get down with that. It doesn't change, I don't know if I'm saying this right, it doesn't change the mechanism. Like, we're still going to that intensity that we need to be at anyway. And it's not any better or worse than the lower weight. Like, talking down to 4 reps you could do for a similar objective, a similar result. So entirely preference. I'm not going to hate on high reps. I wouldn't utilize it consistently. I would cycle it in because you will crush your CNS. But as far as there being a difference in what happens in toning workouts, like, we'll use these words sometimes for marketing, and I know a lot of people really lean into that, but it's not a thing. It's we're all achieving the same end result through the underlying principles.
Well, I think it also comes back around to like what women are sold, because you never see men targeted with toning workouts. Like,
No, we're targeted with HRT and peptides right now.
but it's like it comes back around to like the beauty ideals of what women should look like, and it's just BS. It's all BS.
They tug on the heartstrings. This is what beauty should look like. Here's how you get it. Doing it any other way is going to lead to some result that you weren't looking for. These are people that we don't want to trust. We don't want to put a lot of time and investment towards, especially monetary investment. You don't want to sign up for these things and support them and show them that it's working. Pavlov's log. If I say this thing, even though it's not necessarily the truest thing, people give me their money. Scare tactics, guys, red flag number 1. So just be aware of that, especially on social media these days. Number 5, 10,000 steps a day. Arbitrary number or data-backed health baseline? Go.
Semi-data backed, but really up until the 7,500 mark is really where we see the most health benefits. Beyond that, like, you're not doing any harm by getting 10,000 instead of 7,500. It's obviously more movement. More movement is generally good for you. But the health benefits tap out around 7,500 from a research-based perspective. So I like to say minimum of 7,500. 10,000 doesn't have to be the gold standard. I think it's just an easy number for people, and it's a relatively easy number to shoot for.
7,500 hard. I'm going to push back a little bit, just a little bit, for the sake of debate. I wouldn't say that benefits plateau at 75. The incremental, like the exponential increase to that point, absolutely the most efficient. But it
Yes.
kind of flattens out and then it continues up slowly beyond that. What I will say, I don't know what data they're utilizing for these reference points, but going through, so if you guys ever wear a Whoop, the Whoop strap, they give you a ton of data insights. They'll tell you like your Whoop age, pace of aging. One of those metrics is steps per day. And where they line it up, 7,000 is basically a neutral standpoint. And then under that, you start getting into the orange. Above that is the green. So orange, your age is going up. Green, the age is going down. 7,000, it keeps it in the gray, which is basically right in the middle. And then it caps up at like 16,000. So I don't know what data they're looking at. I haven't looked into the Whoop reference points for this prior to this episode. All that to say, no, it's not going to hurt you. If you can move more, it is still beneficial. I am currently aiming for 10,000 steps a day. I want to do a little more, make sure I'm staying moving. And I feel very good breaking up my day. And when I break up my day with some movement, I tend to end up around 10,000 steps. So it's kind of this reminder. So there are some different points there. But yeah, like Joel said, hit it on the nail. You're going to see exponentially greater improvements up to that 7,000, 7,500 mark.
Yeah, it's not that the benefits disappear beyond that. The original kind of research that had looked into this was that sedentary women averaged 2,700 steps per day. Women who averaged 4,400 steps, still not a lot, had a 41% reduction in mortality from that 2,700, which is like that's a really big. That's not so much of a gap between steps from 2,700 to 4,400. And then the mortality rates progressively improved before they leveled off around 7,500. So I had done a podcast on this a long time ago, but like if mortality is your main concern, then like that study suggests that 7,500 per day is like your golden standard, which for some people feels less daunting and less overwhelming than like, I need to hit 10,000 steps, at 25% fewer steps than the more common golden standard of 10,000. And to push back on myself a little bit, most people are too sedentary and most people do need to move more. So I think the 10,000 probably does more harm than good. But I think just telling people that 7,500 at minimum is a really good place to start.
For sure. And if you guys missed a while back, probably maybe 2 or 3 months at this point, we had an episode on these ridiculous stats for the basics, what we call, moving the rocks, the bigger rocks. It was like walking, sleeping, and this is like getting to these adequate amounts. Walking, sleeping, lifting once or twice a week. The improvements in all-cause mortality and the reduction in things like dementia and heart disease are unbelievable. And we're out here looking for the next flashy challenges when going to bed and just getting that 7 hours. If you can get to 7 hours of sleep, if you can move 7,000, 7,500 steps per day, if you can get 1-2 resistance training sessions in, you are improving your life, not just right now, but your longevity and your health span. So actually healthy years within your lifespan dramatically. You're talking 60, 100% plus for some basic things, some baseline improvements of very simple tasks. So back to the basics, back to the L5 method, training, nutrition, mindset, movement, habits. That's what we preach. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just picking something for each.
And I do want to touch on like a message for my runners out there. Because like, for instance, this morning I went for a 4-mile run and we went for a family walk and I was at 10,000 steps by 7:30. I'm not just going to sit on my butt the whole rest of the day because I hit those 10,000 steps by 7:30 this morning. Does that count towards my steps? Yes. But I don't want to just not do anything else solely because I already hit that number. So I'm still going to go for a family evening walk later. I'm going to be moving around my house forcibly by my children throughout the day. But I am going to still be intentional about staying active throughout the rest of the day today. So that's a question we get a lot too, is like, should I not count my runs towards my steps? No, they count, but don't just be a potato for the rest of the day,
Yesterday I had like 16,000 steps, over 16,000 steps. Like I never went on a walk. We never went on a walk yesterday, but we like grocery shopped. We're walking around Costco. You're walking across parking lots. We went to the beach yesterday. So we're walking around the beach. You're parking. You're walking on the boardwalk. Like there was never a specific walk that we went on, but it's not uncommon that I'm in that 10 to 15,000 step range without ever even like going on a walk. Just we're moving, we're with the kids, we're doing things, we're walking around. Like it just, I find those it just adds up. Mom life.
Mom life. All right, guys.
Josh can relate to mom life.
I can relate to mom life, no doubt. Energy drinks, caffeinated fitness, everything. Is it energy or anxiety in a can? How do you guys feel about energy drinks? Legion makes some now, right?
They do. They're pretty decent too. I don't particularly intake a ton of caffeine other than what I get typically in a daily matcha, which isn't all that much. I think energy drinks are likely overused, but I don't particularly have a problem with them. I just think a lot of people are over caffeinating, which doesn't do them many favors.
I agree. I have my usually one coffee a day. Sometimes it's two, but lately we've just been sticking with I'll speak for myself. I've been sticking with my one. I think if you feel like you need an energy drink in order to work out or in order to get through your day and like you have to have it, you should probably look at that relationship a little bit more. Look at what else is going on. Look at your sleep hygiene. Look at what your nutrition looks like. You shouldn't feel the need to have it. So something I want you guys to keep in mind too with energy drinks, and this is just my opinion, but as somebody who's worked with a lot of people over the years, if you are somebody who feels like you need that energy drink to get your workout done, or you need to start your day with that energy drink, you probably don't need it, number one, and maybe you can just omit it. But number two, it might be more so nutrition or sleep is lacking as far as like feeling like you need something to get you to work out. So if that is you, I'm not being mean, I'm not hating on you, but just explore that relationship that you do have with them and see if you can go some time without having them. Because Joelle, I don't think you have anything pre-workout in the morning. I never take pre-workout or have caffeine. I don't have my coffee in the morning, not because I don't necessarily want it, but like I like to sit down and like enjoy my coffee and not be rushed, and there's no time for me to do that before my morning run or before a morning lift. Like it would have to be like chug and go, which I know is what a lot of people do opt for something like an energy drink for. So for me, I'd rather wake up, have some carbs, go to the gym, feel good, wake my body up, and then I come home and have my coffee after. So just a different practice and a different idea to throw out there for those of you who do feel like it's a necessary thing, because it's not.
We are.
Yeah, like if you're hitting that afternoon. Oh, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
I was just saying we're a coffee ritual family here. Someone finally got on board with the whole process and ritual of creating the coffee.
Joelle's had it. She knows.
Enjoying the aroma.
I've had the Skutnik special.
Sitting down, sipping. That's why I love cortados. I love espressos, but they're gone so quickly. Like I'll take a tiny sip and I'll wait like 3 minutes for my next sip. And then I just end up doing my Chemex, which is still great, but I do love a good cortado. As far as like the energy drink, I have an addicted personality. I was like that with alcohol. I was like that with energy drinks. I definitely overdid it. And it is very easy to overdo an energy drink when there's 300 milligrams in a can. I think they're getting a little more conscious about that now. I'm not sure what's in first form, but I know even like Jocko came out with one, Jocko Go or something. I think that was like 100 or 120. And it's, more natural ingredients and, less of the stuff we don't want to see in there. So I think in moderation, probably not the end of the world, but I will say once you start upping it, even if the ingredients are quote unquote clean and it's fine, when you do ramp up your body utilizing even a couple of these per day, you do become reliant on it. It is something that you do need to reach for because you're burning out your adrenals. You can't regulate your energy, the way that your body is supposed to. So it is a bit of a trap. You start with them because you enjoy them. They taste great. Maybe there's 0 calorie and it's just a fun thing that replaces soda for you. But then you become reliant on them because the day you skip it, you've got no energy and you get a headache, and it just becomes this vicious cycle that you then have to break. So just something to be aware of. They are fun, and I get a craving for them once in a while, and then, we'll start that process all over again.
Can we take 5 seconds to talk about some of our other non-caffeinated favorite drinks? Because I do get to a point sometimes in the afternoon where I'm like, I just want a drink. Like I want some kind of drink, something to sip on. Either like sparkling element, I know is a common one for us. Sometimes we grab a Zevia, but we do have other favorite drinks that I do feel like for me, it's like, oh, I don't need that. I don't get that like I need that afternoon cup of coffee or like
Right.
that afternoon buzz, but I do sometimes just want like an afternoon bubbly drink or something. And that feels like a pick me up, even though it's not caffeinated, like in a placebo type of way.
It's fun and
So,
comforting.
yeah.
That's why we started doing the element cans, like you said, Joel.
Yep.
I'm reading a book about Steve Jobs, and there was something. One of the interviewers was talking about like he was just drinking boiled water. He ran out of tea one day, and he realized that it wasn't even necessarily the tea. He just wanted this
Just like
warm,
warm.
comforting drink. Yeah, so he just started boiling water and drinking that out of his mug.
So funny. Just drinking hot water.
Yeah,
We recently went to lunch for the first time on a date last.
Yeah,
when
you
was
did
that,
have a
last
lunch
week?
date recently.
I don't know. I honestly, lunch dates are it. Forget dinner. Like dinner, I prefer lunch date. At least in the summer, I'll prefer lunch date 'cause you could like
Yeah.
sit outside. It's nice out. It's just like you don't have to rush home to get to bed early.
I'll
Like
do a Florida breakfast date on the beach. Those are my
breakfast
two.
and lunch, perfect. But anyway, my point was, what was the drink that I ordered? It was a strawberry,
Strawberry mocktail,
but they made it with strawberry jelly and
coconut water,
coconut water. There was like it was a very easy
basil. I
recipe.
think
Josh
basil
took
was in there.
basil. It was so good, and I was like, I would make this at home like every day, and it was easy. It was just like get your Vita Coco, add
Yeah.
some strawberry jam, shake it up with the sorry, what
Basil.
was it? Basil. I was gonna say cilantro, and I was like, that's not
Okay,
right.
different.
But it was just like refreshing and like
Yeah.
like you said, Joel, just something different than plain water. And I don't know what it is. While I'm pregnant, I can chug plain ice cold water for days. Like it just nothing is better than plain ice cold water. But when I'm not pregnant, it's so much harder for me to chug plain water, especially lately. Like I don't know what it is. Like even still breastfeeding, like I either want an element or just like something that tastes good.
Yeah. I like that mocktails are becoming more of a thing. Just like we go out, there's like a mocktail on a brunch menu, or like they have a mocktail menu. And I'm like, hell yeah, give me some cute little
Yeah.
drink with 50 grams of sugar. They usually are. That's kind
They
of the
are.
unfortunate
I
part.
know.
But you're like, hey, if
Well, that's
this
why I
is
liked this one.
if
'Cause
my
I was like,
non-alcoholic fruity drink is going to be the death of me, I'll be okay.
yeah, that's why I liked. We took a picture of this one because I was like, this is decently low calories. It was just some strawberry jelly. Like I can get down with that.
feel
Can I give a
bad.
quick caffeine fun fact? Because when I found this out, I actually was just thought it was so interesting. Caffeine doesn't directly give you energy, but it blocks tiredness. And I know that might just sound like semantics, but I just think it's so interesting to be like, because people are, oh, it gives me energy. Like I need that morning energy or whatever. It blocks adenosine, which is a neurotransmitter that basically promotes tiredness or promotes sleepiness. So when you're awake, adenosine builds up and then it binds to the receptors and it makes you feel tired. But caffeine binds to the receptors instead. So then it prevents adenosine from having its usual effect and it just blocks you from being tired. And
Now, is that
the
all
nerdy part
types
of it
of
just-
caffeine, or are they segmented? Because I know, like with a coffee, for example, that doesn't actually benefit performance. It improves focus, which in and of itself, but more focus can improve performance. But I know, like with energy drinks and with like the pre-workouts, I don't know if it's like the green coffee bean plus green tea extract. Like there's a different source of the caffeine that is more geared towards performance. So I'm curious if that adenosine is specific to like a caffeine base. I'm sorry, a coffee based caffeine, or if it's across the board.
I think it's caffeine across the board. I think it's what you're pairing. What else are you pairing with caffeine that's potentially also helping performance? Like in a pre workout, it's not just caffeine in there. You might have beta alanine or taurine or, yeah.
True.
Anyway, that's
All
my
right, guys.
nerdy fun fact of the day.
Nice. Number 7, barefoot training and barefoot shoes. Is it a posture savior, or just a trendy toe glove? First of all, those are gross. Don't wear the toe gloves. They're not
Toe
cool.
shoes.
Go get some Vivos. They're stylish and they're
Oh,
super
are you talking
comfortable.
about the ones where your toes are individually
They're like,
Sock
yeah,
shoes.
they
Yeah.
gross me
Like
out.
I used to have those toe socks like as a kid. Like I remember they were like I don't know if they were trendy, but like I remember getting like Christmas ones one year and they just feel I don't know.
So weird.
Yeah.
They feel how they
We
look.
love barefoot training here. I will train barefoot in the warmer months with our garage gym, but when it's cold out, I can't do it. Something about my cold bare feet on the floor. So we'll do the Vivo barefoots, and you just when you're lifting, you want to be as close to the floor and have a stable surface and a flat surface as possible. So you don't want to lift in something like a running shoe. It's just gonna strengthen your feet more. It's going to just allow you to balance better and be more stable when you're lifting, so therefore hopefully lift better, but it does also strengthen your feet too, I believe.
I slip, so I do wear the Vivos. I stop. I used to do barefoot, especially squats and stuff, but like I slowly start drifting, so I prefer the grip. I'm pro Vivo or a day.
It's weird though because part of our we have horse stall mats as our flooring in our gym, and we have some that are like a smooth surface horse stall mat, and then some have like these little grooves in it.
Because I bought some for my first house and I did more for this house.
So like if depending on where you are in the gym, it's more slippery on the smooth surface ones, but like if you get to be on the little bumpy ones, I find that one does help, but our whole gym is not the
If there's
the
humidity,
bumpy.
you're slipping regardless.
Yeah.
Any kind
I
of
had a hard
twist.
time when I lifted barefoot in your gym and was sweaty.
It was hot that day.
Yeah, it was 100 degrees that day.
Yeah, it was a little slippery in there, especially if you're doing like I was doing split squats and I had that back foot on the bench and I'm like, I'm sliding
forget
off of this
it.
thing.
Even hip thrust, like that's
You put
Yeah,
your
you're
sweaty
back on the
feet
bench.
on
You're
my bench.
sliding.
yep.
Sorry. Josh is like, is that why I have pink eye?
Fungus toes on my face.
Get your athlete's feet out of here.
Number 8, fasted cardio. Old school fat burning gold or unnecessary suffering.
Unnecessary suffering, but if you enjoy it and you feel fine, it's fine. Like don't overthink it.
Like I don't care if you do it, but also it's not having any kind of magical effects.
I did it primarily for the convenience of not needing to wake up and have a meal before I went for a run. Now I've kind of switched things up, so I am lifting at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm up at 4:30, do some work, eat breakfast, and then I'll lift for 6. But I am slowly. It's weird. I am slowly starting to enjoy running more, and part of that was fixing my stride. Part of that I think has been eating for my runs. I run midday, so I get another meal after my workout.
About damn time.
Yeah, it's
Part of it is you're just getting influenced by Alessandra.
I knew it was coming. Well, this is like the typical runner like track as in not the running track.
No pun intended.
By it. So how did this
pun
happen?
intended. How did it happen? Because at first you were like, I hate running. I'm going to do running because I hate it and mental toughness, blah, blah, blah.
Nope, absolutely not. I am borderline.
He doesn't need running for mental toughness because he has cold plunges.
Cold plunge. Borderline pre-hypertensive. I needed cardio. Something
You
I
did need
wasn't.
cardio, but you also have straight up said you hate running when you started.
I do. I'm
have said
able
you
to
hated
get
it
myself.
as
I absolutely do. But I'm able to do things. This wasn't for mental toughness, but because of that, I'm able to do things I hate doing because I know I need them. This was not for mental toughness.
Well, anyway, you hated it to start is my point.
Yes.
And then you were doing it like here and there. You got a decent pair of running shoes, which was the first good step because I don't even remember what you were. I think
Didn't push me over the edge.
Were you running in Vivos before?
A couple runs, but mostly in my Nobles. I was doing the Nobles.
That's terrible.
Blinded.
Oh yeah. So you got running shoes, but now like once you start running slowly at the right pace and in that zone 2 pace where it feels like you could go forever and it's not hard anymore because you've been doing it for more than a week or two, it truly becomes like a peaceful, enjoyable thing. Like it's almost meditative. And
until I almost get hit down the road over here. And then I start a fight with the person who's flying by me. Like I turn around, I full blown, like ready to chase them down.
That's why you don't run on the busy road.
Wait.
You do
Such a
hood
funny
laps.
side story.
What's that, Joel?
I have such a funny side story when you said that. We're driving home yesterday from the beach and we see these kids like standing at the side of a house, and they're like, the car is coming. There's 3 kids. One starts to hide. One is hysterically laughing. And we're driving by and we're like, why are these kids laughing? They start chucking water balloons at our car as we're driving by.
That's dangerous.
Brant immediately, baby's in the car, whatever. Brant immediately skirts over. I go, you better knock on their door right now and tell their parents. I felt like such a just Karen.
How old are they?
And they were probably like 10.
Okay.
They were
Maybe
water
like 10,
balloons.
11.
That's still
10,
dangerous
11, whatever.
though.
It was dangerous. And so anyway, Brant gets out. He's knocking on the door. No one answers. So he like pokes his head around back, and there's like 10 parents back there. And he's like, oh, fuck. Like, am I going to... Oh, sorry. I said a bad word again.
So it's Joelle that is the one that's saying bad words.
It's me this whole
You're the
time.
problem.
So he like pokes his head back there, and they're like, can we help you? And he's like, yeah. Is anyone throwing water balloons back here? And some mom stood up and was like, oh, don't worry. They weren't throwing them at you. Like they were just aiming for my car. And a dad turns around and he looks over at the kids. Get over here right now. No, it wasn't an accident. I saw them run back here to hide. They did do it on purpose. And now I'm sitting in the car like 3 houses down, and I hear the dad screaming.
That would be Josh.
You better go apologize right now. You tell him you're sorry for hitting their car with water balloons. Bray's like, I'm not trying to be the bad guy, but like they laughed and ran and hid. Like, and they laughed as the car was coming because they knew they were about to throw water balloons at the car. So like, hate to be the bad guy here, but like it wasn't an accident. And he made the kid like apologize to Brant, shake Brant's hand, and then Brant got back in the car and he was like, I feel so badass right now.
Listen, if you're tired of the all or nothing cycles, the diet starts Monday, the I know what to do, I'm just not doing it feeling, we should probably talk. Our one-on-one online coaching isn't just about workouts and meal plans. It's about building something that actually fits your life. No cookie cutter templates, no guilt, just real coaching and real results. Plus, we've got a pretty big team, so we can even pair you with an expert who actually understands your lifestyle because they've gone through it too. If that sounds like what you've been missing, check out the link in the show notes to apply for coaching. Then we'll send you the link to book a free, no obligation consult call with our team. There are no hard closes. We won't even take your credit card over the phone. You'll get the details to sign up on your own time. And more good news, we are in fact qualified for HSA FSA reimbursement. One last thing, we even offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. What are you waiting for? Spots are limited, so apply today. All right, let's get back to the show.
Like, yeah, you really showed those 10-year-olds, babe. But I would want to know if it was my kid. I would want to know. Come knock on my door, and I would have done the same thing. You apologize right now, and don't you ever do that again.
Mm-hmm.
I respect the parenting for sure.
Yeah.
Just don't try to hit someone who's running on the side of the road is the moral of the story.
When you mentioned that someone was going to hit you and you...
These guys fly like the speed, like
yeah.
The speed limit is. It should
the
be
road
25.
is like kind of private.
No, not that road.
You're talking about in your neighborhood.
I do 2 big laps on the main road and back to where we are. And people do like 65, 70 on that road because it's a straightaway, but it's a 25-mile-an-hour zone. And like, slow down a tiny bit and move over. These guys don't move over. I'm like almost on the grass and they fly by. So like I am literally ready to throw hands when they do this every single time. So it's less meditative when that happens to kind of go.
When I see a car that's speeding towards me, I take my phone out and pretend like I'm recording them, even though I'm not. And almost every time they move over and they slow down a little bit.
Someone's going to get out and stab you, I think. Don't ever do that again.
Well, I have pepper spray when I run out on the main road.
They get in crazy mindsets when they're driving cars, this false sense of security, but that's how you get kidnapped. I can do that. You can do that.
Moral of the story is run in your neighborhood where you have very large amounts of protection around you.
And don't throw water balloons at cars.
And don't throw water balloons at cars. I don't even remember what this point was. What were we talking about? Running? Running. Yeah.
Alessandra's mom got hit with a pumpkin, got knocked out when she was running way back when.
Shout out, Mom. You're probably listening to this podcast. I probably don't remember all of the details. I was little. I was probably like 10. And I remember my mom ran a lot, and she was right by our house. We lived by an elementary school. She was right, I think, across the street from the elementary school, and
they got
she
sidewalks, like it's
got knocked down, and it felt like she got hit by a car, she said. And this group of high school kids threw a 25 or 30-pound pumpkin out of their window at her back while she was running, and she just remembers they laughed and drove away, and she went to the hospital. Like, they went and she couldn't remember what kind of car. It was like this big thing. They never found the kids, but she ended up going to that whatever house she was close by, like down the road from us, and like knocking on the door, and the woman was an old woman living there, and she like was scared to answer the door because my mom's like bleeding all over her face. But like, it was a big thing, and like, I think she even put something in the newspaper, like, to if anybody had information about these high school kids, and they never found them. But like,
see, those are the kids who were throwing water balloons when
there
they were
you go. You're saving someone's life.
No one went and told their parents, and then later they were throwing pumpkins.
Yep.
That's awful.
Yeah. So you do have to be careful, especially as a female, and especially in this day and age. Like, I still would really love to get my permit, and I don't know that I would run with that, but like, if I was in an area where I felt like I needed it, that's what you got to do. You got to have protection. You have to just be aware of your surroundings.
always. Our kids will never run on main roads. Never will be allowed.
They'll never run what?
On main roads. Like you can go run on a trail or around a neighborhood. That's it. Sorry.
Yep.
Different times, people. Different times. Number 9, booty bands. Underrated accessory or overpriced.
Quick pivot to booty bands.
Well, we've gone quite slow through the first 8. We're going to have to pick up.
Maybe this episode should just be the first 10 and not 20, Josh.
We teased
20. Oh my God.
He said 20. I know. When you said that at first, I was like, that's ambitious.
Well, we're going to
Part
wrap
one.
up.
Maybe this is a part 2.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
was it? Booty bands.
This is why we're so slow. Booty bands.
Pass. Like,
it's unnecessary.
What about
It's
for
not-
glute activation pre-squatting? That used to be a thing.
your glutes are
Your
active.
glutes are activated already.
You don't
You
need to
couldn't walk,
activate them.
sit, stand, anything without your glutes being activated. They're active.
I think this kind of ties into the whole high rep, low weight chat, because women are targeted with these booty bands thinking it's going to grow their butt. And the only thing that's going to grow your glutes, which is the largest muscle on your body, is progressive overload, lifting heavy weights, actually challenging yourself. If you're doing banded exercises and only banded exercises, that's not going to do anything. That's not helping grow your booty. So I'm sorry to say it's not that simple. If it was, we would all be walking around with great booties no matter what we were doing.
Also, let's just for a second think about the logic of pre-fatiguing the glutes before, let's say, a squat, when you want your glutes to
Not be tired.
used and not be tired. How counterintuitive that sounds.
People still swear by the pre-activation. I just saw another round of videos about it.
If anything, it's warming them up. You could argue that like you're warming up the muscle and that it's, there's a neuromuscular component of.
So I'm not even like booty bands aside. I'm saying people taking like a chest fly to failure for 5 sets before bench pressing.
Yeah, I think that's really dumb.
Yeah.
I agree. Number 10, HIIT every day, efficient fat loss tool or chronic stress bomb.
HIIT every day. If you're doing HIIT every day, you're like an elite level Olympian.
If you can recover from it, yeah, but HIIT could be 4 minutes.
True.
If you do an 8-round Tabata, nuance baby. If you do 8 rounds of Tabata, that's a 4-minute HIIT. So if
I
you
wouldn't
can
sprint every
recover
day.
from that, if you can recover from it,
What'd you say?
what?
Would you do Tabata every day?
Personally,
No.
professionally, personally, in my current chapter of life where my recovery capacity is less than stellar, no. In a different season of life, maybe. If I could recover from it. My current HRV data says no.
Maybe a couple weeks ago when your HRVs were 90.
Yeah, dog. Good to know.
Next time I have one of those HRV 90 days, I'm going to do some HIIT.
All right. How do we feel about influencer workouts on YouTube, Instagram, any form of social media? Are they convenient, inspiring, or just bad form and worse advice?
Was Alessandra sharing them, or like as a Pilates princess sharing them?
Are you talking about like follow along workouts?
Yeah. Pros and cons.
Pros, it gets people moving. It might be a low barrier to entry if they're just doing it in their basement or their living room with their kids around. They want to get some exercise in. Great. Cons, it's likely not allowing you to implement progressive overload. You're doing a new one every week with this person typically because they need the views. They can't be posting the same video every week, so they're going to give you something new to watch next week. And I mean, that goes for Instagram swipe workouts and YouTube follow alongs, like same boat. It doesn't matter. Like if you're not doing a repeatable workout for at least 4 weeks, you're not getting better and therefore not seeing the progress that you could be seeing.
I think that's the most important thing to hit on. The influencer workouts that you're seeing on a non-gate wall platform is the high-level overview. I'm going to show you something new all the time, different ways to do it. But the reason they're doing that is so that you pay for the thing behind the paywall, which I'm not saying, I'm not faulting. I'm saying that's where the value is. They want to get your attention first, and then to get the actual progressive overload, if someone is doing this the right way, you are going to end up paying for their program. And maybe they give you a free month, a la our current app. But to get to that point, like that's what you're seeing on the front end. So just kind of view it from that lens. Do you align with this type of workout? Do you enjoy doing this type of workout? If you do, see what they offer for programming, for actual programming. Facts. All right, Joelle's favorite, number 12, ice baths and cold plunges. You're going to get 2 in a row here, Joelle.
Ice baths or cold plunges. Y'all, do we even have to do this one? Anyone who's listened to at least 4 minutes of any of our episodes has probably heard us debate on this. It's not something I will personally do regularly. It's too easy for me to do for mental toughness.
That's true.
I'm going to need to do something challenging if I want it to challenge my mental toughness. It's not for me, but if it's for you, have at it. That's where
it's a good It's a good summary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tool. It's a tool to put in the tool belt. If it makes you feel good in the morning, gets you going, ramps you up, utilize it.
Just don't do it after lifting.
Not after lifting. You need at least an 8-hour gap to prevent the blunting of that progress. All right, handing you the mic right back, Joelle. Red light therapy.
I just got a red light.
You don't say.
I have nothing.
Fitfluent.
I have nothing to report back yet in terms of any sort of progress that I have noticed.
How many times have you used it?
I've used it a few times now.
Okay.
I would like to do it daily if I can implement that and just remember to implement it. Sometimes I just forget that I have it now.
You could be using it right now, couldn't you?
So what I found out after I bought it is that it really should be like as close to on the skin as possible, which is why a lot of people get like a wrap that they'll like wrap around their back, or like the company that I ordered from, there's like a red light knee brace, there's a red light neck wrap, there's a red light back wrap. And I was like, always like, why wouldn't you get the panel? Like then you could kind of face it toward any part of your body, which is why I got the panel. And then I talked to someone after who was like, no, it should be like nearly touching your skin to get the benefits. I was like, okay, noted. Need to sit as close to the panel as possible.
I was like laying on her panel.
So the closer to your skin it is, the more beneficial it is.
So that's why you see
like
the
I could in theory
just
like have it on in my office and like might get some benefit from just like the red light being in here, but because it wouldn't be like nearly on me, I probably wouldn't really get much benefit.
Interesting. I didn't know that either.
So yeah, I mean, Josh and I dove into this on another episode that I was very much intrigued by the current research on red light. So I have not much to report back on currently in terms of noticing any differences yet, but it's been like a week, so
Stay tuned. 14, wearing a sweat vest or sauna suit to burn fat. Is this fat loss or just Dehydration
Sweat is
cosplay.
not
It's
fat
water loss.
crying. Remember those Pinterest things that would be
I
like,
do remember
sweat
this.
is fat crying.
Yeah.
I don't think I had that on a shirt. I had like drop it like a squat on a shirt
Oh
once.
yeah.
Those cheesy fitness
Yep.
sayings.
Yep.
Well, I feel like people do still equate though, like how much you sweat to maybe not fat loss. Maybe some people do, but just like getting a good workout or just like seeing
right.
progress. But no.
I think that one is dead and buried there. We can move on. 15 ankle weights for everyday movement, functional boost, or future knee problems.
Ugh, it just sounds
I mean,
not
it's
fun.
weird, but is there anything wrong with it? If you're going for a walk, you want a little extra weight. I don't know why you wouldn't put a vest on, put some sand in your pockets.
My
It's
only
probably not
concern
enough
with that
weight.
is like, it's probably not, well, I don't know. I guess it depends on what weight it is. I would be worried about it changing someone's gait, like gait pattern as they walk, and then having like compensatory issues down the line because their like hips were changing the way that they were walking because there were weights attached to their feet.
Or if you don't have a strong core, like early postpartum, my mind goes
Yeah.
to, and like that's probably not a good idea. I don't know. I don't
I'd
think
say
I've ever
probably not a
seen
good.
anybody like just.
You've never seen
Oh, I
Liver King
have.
carry 2 kettlebells, drag a sled, wrap himself in ankle weights and a weighted vest,
No,
wrestling bears,
I guess that's just
covered in
not
honey.
my algorithm.
I would say it's probably not doing all that much harm, but also likely not moving the needle much in terms of any sort of help on your body.
Go get a ruck pack or put some weights in a backpack.
Yeah.
Next up, Orange Theory F45 group fitness chains. Community-driven results or glorified circuit chaos?
I've changed my stance on this
Same.
actually over the years. I used to not really like those group fitness classes from like a hypertrophy standpoint and from like a progressive overload standpoint. And I've kind of shifted my stance on that over the years. I definitely think if you have a specific goal, like your specific goal is I want to be a bodybuilder or a power lifter or a marathon runner, then those classes aren't probably specific enough for you to achieve that goal. Could they support your health and fitness? Absolutely. Absolutely. So if that type of fitness, group fitness classes, F45, Orange Theory, a spin class, whatever, if that gets you moving and you like the community and you like the accountability of having someone to show up to and the community there, and you have friends that you've made in that class, and there's something about showing up to a class that holds you accountable and it's a type of fitness that you enjoy, I am all for it. I would say just keep in mind like the rule of specificity for if you're trying to specifically get better at something. If you're trying to specifically get better at Peloton workouts and you go take spin classes, like that's going to help you. But if your goal is to be a power lifter, like Orange Theory might not really get you there. Oh,
Where'd you go?
is that my camera?
Joelle's in the dark. I will keep it moving while Joelle figures out what's happening in her room. This one's going to require some explanation. So the 12-3-30 treadmill method. I had to look this one up. So it is 12%.
Somebody asked us about this. Is
I
that
have
where you
never
got it?
heard of it. I saw some random numbers when I
I've heard of
searched
it from
this.
TikTok.
Yeah, it's 12% incline, 3 miles an hour for 30 minutes. I guess an influencer lost 30 pounds in a certain amount of time. I will start off by saying it depends where you're at in your journey. Like those metrics aren't universal, just like a standard workout for anybody isn't universal. You're going to have different thresholds for different intensities. So 12%, 3 miles an hour, 30 minutes might be a warm-up for some people. It might be an overexertion for others. It's not one size fits all. And it's strange that this standard, I don't want to call it a standard workout, this standard time on the standard across the board is being viewed as a trend when it's just someone walking on the treadmill. And now this is the magic thing.
A great example of good marketing and an influencer capitalizing on something that may have connected with people, or maybe this is the thing she truly believes was the key to her progress, when we know it was likely, maybe you started doing some cardio, but you also started your diet improved and you improved your sleep hygiene and just all other areas of your life you were focusing on. It wasn't just the 12-3-30 that was this magical thing that finally got you results. It was likely a lot of different things, but this is a great example of how somebody can market a very specific thing that other people are therefore going to latch onto and believe that this is the key to progress. So agree, Josh, there's nothing special about it. It depends where you're at. For some people, this may be like not even get their heart rate up. And for others, it might be way too intense. So it truly just depends.
Yep.
Number 18, smartwatches and HRV obsession. Is this helpful accountability or a mental handcuff? And I will say right off the bat, I've kind of fallen into this trap a bit. When we were doing the Oura ring thing, even with the Whoop, I would wake up and that'd be the first thing that I checked. Am I able to train today? Am I able to do certain things today?
Yeah, I think it can be a great thing for people, and it can. A lot of people do like data. A lot of people don't like data. I am somebody who does enjoy looking at the data, but like you said, like it can't be your sole guide as far as like if I woke up today, my Whoop said my recovery was yellow today. Usually it's in the green, but today it was a yellow day and I was at like 50 something. And if I listened to my Whoop, I would have not gone out for my run this morning. I ended up crushing my run. I did my first speed workout and probably my first real longer distance speed workout postpartum, not sprinting. And it felt so good. And I had a great run. I had a great start to my day, even though my Whoop said, not your best recovery day. Maybe hold back a little bit.
Well,
so
yellow is still go time for Whoop. It's
I'm
green.
just, I mean,
green is optimal.
even if it was red,
Right.
I'm still going out there today if I woke up feeling pretty decent. So I think you have to check in with yourself first before you fully rely on any sort of tracking device. But I think there are certain aspects of it that are really helpful, like for runners, paying attention to your heart rate zones for certain runs that you're doing. I don't use it for lifting as far as like tracking my heart rate, but like it depends what you're trying to accomplish. And if you're somebody who does thrive on those numbers and seeing things increase and improve over time or decrease over time.
The best shift I've made recently has been to stop negotiating. Like, it does not matter how I feel. These are the days I'm training. Here's what I'm doing on those days. And then that voice is gone. Now, there are some days you're going to wake up sick or you're going to wake up and be absolutely like trash. Like, it's a no-go. I haven't run into that to this point, but if it's like, I really don't feel like it, which was today. I was in a bad mood. I was very tired. I slept okay, but it was just any other time. If I'm debating this, I'm not doing it. I did it. I got through it. I felt better when I was done with it. And that, like, for the last close to a month at this point, I'm done having this conversation with myself. This is just the way that it is. This is just what we're going to be doing. Let's go fucking do it. Freaking do it. Sorry, potty mouth.
Step 1, become aware. That's our podcast mission. We will change, we promise.
My name is Josh, and I have a potty mouth.
For what it's worth, I only swear when I'm very upset. Brant knows this. That's how you know Alessandra's like really passionate or upset about something. So, anywho.
I've been better. I've definitely been better. All right, let's wrap this up. 19, fitness challenges as a whole. Is this a great way to jumpstart, or does it lead to the yo-yo? And I know we touched on this a lot with the beginning 75 hard. Let's just do a quick high-level recap.
I think it depends. It depends on the challenge. I know that we've done challenges in the past that have been like people really enjoyed them for the way that we do them. But with us doing those challenges, it was done in a way that we hope provides sustainable change. And also right off the bat, we say like, this is going to be a period of time where you are more dialed in. Our hope is that you continue these habits and shifts that you are making after the challenge is over. But we're focusing on X amount of days here. Let's do it together. And I think there's power to that. It's like we said before, when you approach it with this all or nothing mindset and you know you're going to go in for 30 days. And then after those 30 days is over, you're going to say, okay, I did it. I'm done. I can go back to what I was doing before. I'm not about that.
I will say quickly, I have done a 180 on these. I think they can be a nice way to jumpstart, and I think there are ways to use sustainable challenges, which sounds like an oxymoron. I'm going to take a morning walk every day for 30 days. I'm going to do 20 push-ups as soon as I wake up every day for 30 days. Whatever it is. And these are things we're probably going to be utilizing in the future because they are sexy marketing. And I'm damn sure going to be leaning into that the right way, in a way that I don't feel slimy. What can I get you excited about doing? Like, it could be something silly. Let's go read 10 pages every single night. We're all doing it together. That's the community aspect. Let's do this thing. And that it's like, it makes something not sexy, but we're going to do it the right way. It's not going to be, you have to go run, 7 miles a day for the next 42 days. We're going to go do 100 miles a week. Those things might be sexy, might be flashy, might be challenging. They're unsustainable. They're going to burn you out. And there's no long-term benefit to doing something in that way. We will lean into this. We will do it the right way. And we're going to make it. We're going to try to, essentially try to gamify the process of making the boring things enjoyable. So we'll see what that looks like here in the future. But I have done a 180 entirely on it. I think it'll be cool to kind of bring back. Number 20, I guess you two can really speak to this one. Peloton hype. Is it game-changing home fitness or just an overpriced spin cult?
I'm team Peloton, so I probably have a little bit of a bias toward I really enjoy it, and I could speak to the fact that if I did not have my Peloton, I would not be as consistent with cardio as I would like to be and or should be. So I won't say that's exclusive to Peloton specifically. I think that having a piece of equipment, like a cardio equipment in your house, whether that's a treadmill, or I know people who have Stairmasters in their garage gyms, or a spin bike. For me, the mode of cardio that I enjoy the most is spin. But I didn't feel like I had the time or capacity to schedule a spin class multiple times per week, based on work schedule and mom schedule and whatever. So it seemed like a logical way for me to do a mode of cardio that I enjoy from the comfort of my own home, whether my kids are home or whether it's early in the morning or whatever. There's a lot more flexibility of having it in my own house. I also like having the instructor there, like leading me through a class and telling me when to, add resistance or change my speed or whatever else. So I really enjoy the Peloton, but like if you hate spin or you hate riding a bike, then like, yeah, it's probably hype for you.
So for Peloton specifically, Joelle, is it the community? Is it the challenge? Is it the gamification? Do any of those add to the draw? Is it a combination of both? Would you do it on a random bike anyway?
I don't personally care about the community at all. I'm not friending people on Peloton. Like sometimes someone will hop into my DMs and be like, what's your Peloton name? Like I'll add you. And I'm like, great. I don't even know what that means really. The only thing that I'll kind of like engage with is sometimes the instructor will be like, if we got through like a really hard sprint or something, they'll be like, high five the person in front of you and behind you on the board. And sometimes I'll just like shoot someone a quick high five that's in front of me or behind me. And then they high five you back and like, that's the end of it. So like the community aspect for me isn't really a pull for me. The instructors are a pull for me. I have like 2 or 3 instructors. There's probably 100 that teach classes at least. I don't know how many actually, but a lot. And I stick to like the same 3 people every time because I know how they lead. I like how they speak. I like that they push me. Like there's a certain style that I like during my rides. And so I shoot for those specific instructors. And it's the challenge. I know that I push myself way harder when there's someone telling me like, hey, I know you're gassed and you want to die, but also bump up your resistance 2 notches. And you're like, and I'm out loud cursing at my Peloton. But I push myself a lot harder when I have that. So, the gamification aspect of earning badges, I really like. That part I like.
I have come to realize over the years that for cardio, for me, I like solitude. I like to be by myself. I like to be with my thoughts. I think I run in silence a lot of the time, or I'll throw a podcast on sometimes. But
That is a shirt. I run in silence, and there's a skull on the front, or the Grim Reaper.
But we have a Peloton also in the garage. We've activated and canceled our membership a handful of times by we, I mean Josh has. And it got me through a lot of pregnancy cardio when I couldn't run, when I didn't want to run. It's not my favorite personally. I could live without it. There's nothing drawing me back to it that I'm like, I really miss the Peloton, or I would love to do it. Like, I prefer solitude. I prefer just getting outside and going for a run. I know they have the Peloton tread and all that stuff. And like, same thing. Like, I don't need someone telling me what to do for cardio. I know how to push it for certain workouts. And for me, it's not make or break. But I know for a lot of people that it is, and it's gotten them to the level that they're at today, and that is the sole reason why they are more fit. And I think that's great. But it's just not my preferred method. Yeah. I tried.
I am personally we're canceling Peloton today crew. Can we please get it back? You better use it. And in 2 weeks, we're canceling it again.
I really have.
I like the bike. Give me the metrics and the black screen. I like the bike without the membership. Give me a podcast. Give me a podcast.
That's
on the ride.
Weird because that's like $1,000 bike. He likes looking at. Do you do the one where like you're riding through?
I'm on the black screen. That is it. And I just want to see. I want to see my pace. I want to see the data as I'm working out.
You can get a bike.
It's literally just the black screen.
You don't need a Peloton.
The watts, the cadence, the time, the distance, the speed.
You can get a normal bike.
Then I don't know why we have a Peloton. All right, I know we took up a lot of time on this one, so we'll do a quick reminder. We have a 3-episode rule. If you've listened beyond 3 episodes, we just ask that you kindly leave us a quick 5-star review. Yep. That is not helping us monetize. We create this podcast as a free resource for those who can't or aren't currently able to work with us. We want to make sure they're able to build this community. If you've gotten value from this, that's probably why you've listened past 3 episodes. That's why we have that specific rule. You are the Fitness League. Your responsibility in the Fitness League is just helping someone else find it so that they can help change their lives. Through awareness, we create change, and that is what we are inspired to do throughout these episodes. But we are going to wrap up this conversation with the reminder that change doesn't come in one big moment. It's built in the ways you keep showing up. Take what you learned today and build the best version of yourself for tomorrow. Where can they find you?
I'm at Alessandra Skutnik.
I'm at Josh Skutnik.
Everything else you need is linked in the show notes.